All right, so we're back into it for One Piece chapter 1137. We're gonna be doing a quick, nice, simple reaction, I guess, kind of review to the chapter. I believe it dropped sometime yesterday evening or last night. For me today, it's Friday, the 24th of January at about 10 p.m. So I'm trying to get these out as quick as I can when I find out the chapter's out. It's been a long week. I'm a little tired. It's been a very long day. We've had a lot of stuff going on within the family, so I'm very worn out. But I'm glad to be able to read this, and let's get this up and posted, and let's see where things go. And I did want to say, my last video did a lot better. Well, I mean, it's easy to do a lot better from almost nothing. But things are progressing forward, so I do appreciate anybody who stops by, watches, likes, anything like that. It's great. But let's get into it. 1137. The chapter is titled "Shamrock Takes the Stage." I have no idea what that means, though. Who is Shamrock? Cover page. We're still going to be following Otama, I'm sure, and Yamato. This is volume 23 of the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, infiltrating the mysterious hidden base. And they're looking in, and we can see some of Kaido's little cronies. I don't know which ones these are, but they have little cat ears instead of Kaido horns. So I'm guessing everybody's just working for page one, and now they have and they have cat ears, I guess. It's definitely a little weird, that's for sure. All right, so let's get into the next page. I'm sorry, I'm having to read this on a different platform from normal, so it's Alright, got it. I figured out how to do it. TCB seems to be having issues, that or it's just on my side. Anyways, next, Oda's notes. We're switching things up. Thanks for the hard work, Anayama-san. It's been a pleasure working with you. Fukuda-san, I'll be counting on you from now on. That's a shout out to, I believe, the Frankie's voice actor. The original one just retired, and we had a new one take over. And I'm sure they'll do a great job. Frankie's voice is awesome in English and Japanese, so I'm sure it'll be great. So getting into the first page of the actual chapter, we're starting at Albaf Quest Castle. This is where I believe the Straw Hats were heading to, the home of the late king. And this, I don't know who's talking, but they say, in the 14 years since King Harald's death, no one has come near this castle. Oh, it's Road. So what's going on? This is, again, Road saying this. The door looks like it's been busted open. What happened to the guards? And then Nami says, what? Something's wrong? Zoro says, it was broken from the inside. Why would intruders do that? And Luffy says, only one way to find out. Let's go. I'm with our boy Luffy here. The key. Where's the key? The damage looks recent, says Zoro. Luffy's just literally all in. Get that key. And then we go to Road. Wait, this is unnerving. This place is huge. Wait, this is unnerving. And then it jumps down to, I believe, Luffy. This place is huge. I can barely see the ceiling. This is way too vast to be walkable, says Nami. Hey, Rodo. Know where the key is? No. I'm just a run-of-the-mill guy. I've never even been in here before. And Nami says, well, I'm glad you're here now. And he says, really, Nami Tasso? Excuse me. Zoro says, agreed. Now get moving. They're just getting a free ride out of him. Luffy's crazy. He'll run around and do whatever. But they're like, dude, no, we're not doing all this running. This place is humongous. Let's see. Next one. Wow, what a castle. Being here is thrilling and terrifying. Everything's fallen to pieces. Is this the intruder's handiwork? Luffy's running ahead of Rodo. That's funny. No, this battle damage has been here ever since Loki killed King Harald. Zoro asked, this took some serious destructive power. Loki is a monster, said Rodo, and King Harald was renowned as a great warrior. This damage was inevitable. Luffy says, what? They're so big! And Nami goes, huh? This is scary. Are they? Oh, man. Wow, Luffy's on top of a giant sword. This place is covered with giant skeletons. Rodo says, the castle once had numerous guards. On that day, around 100 of them stood ready to kill Loki, but only one survived, Lord Jarl. So that is going to be where that sword comes from. After that tragedy happened here, coming to this site was forbidden. It's a den for vengeful spirits. Hey guys, look over here. This skull is enormous. Luffy standing on a skull with horns. It's like Onagaishima. It's also got horns. I wonder if he knew oars, said Luffy. And Roto said, these belong to someone with ancient giant warrior blood. Ancient giant warrior? I mean, we knew the oars in them were ancient warriors and they are giants, so that's interesting. There are no longer any pure-blooded members of that clan, but their blood still flows in some of us. Like King Harald, who was larger and stronger than most. So this is giving us some lore into that. I like this. Next. Oh, look above you. How nostalgic, Roto says. That's a portrait of King Harald. Okay, King Harald looked kind of cool. He didn't really look like oars at all. The man who tried to form peaceful bonds with the outside world, said to be Elbaf's strongest king. Luffy says he sure looks strong. He looks angry. Those scars on his head mark where his ancient giant horns were. Oh, he had them before he ripped them out. He believed the ancient giants were relics from a war-torn era. He had horns? And Zoro goes, what conviction. I know, I'm with you, Zoro. I can respect that. That means this guy was probably really... If his goal was to get Elbaf connected to the outside world, he was going to make sure it happened. He was a tough guy. So that means Loki's got to be stupid strong. And I'm betting Loki then has the same giant blood, and that's where his horns are coming from, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, this guy seems really cool. He looks really angry, though, and I figured for him to be somebody who wanted to make relations with outside people, he'd be much nicer like a lot of the other giants. After the king's death, the country fell into despair, said Roto. Sadly, the one with the biggest grudge against Loki was naturally King Harald's other son, Harudin. Whoa, seriously, says Luffy? He's Loki's brother? They have different mothers. Before marrying the queen, Harudin was born to a different woman. However, Elbaf would never have recognized Harudin's mother as its queen in any case. Nami says, why? She was born in a different giant country. And Zoro says, what does that matter? They were both giants, right? And I'm with you. I didn't know there were more giant countries. We know that giants live in other places. That's what Saul said. But I imagined that was him saying, yeah, some giants just end up in other places. And maybe a giant lives here or there. I didn't think there were other communities of giants. I never considered that. I'm not sure if that was everybody else's thought, but I had never considered that. So... before he married the actual queen, he ended up having Harudin with another child. So Harudin has ancient giant blood directly running in him, more so than some of these other giants then. Let me see. They were both giants, ... but you can't talk when you humans kill each other all the time over land. And I'm with you on that. Zoro goes, I suppose. Luffy goes, wow, running up the stairs ahead of them. They say having children with a giant from another land taints the blood of Elbaf. It's a little weak, little racist. Nami says, seems giants can be just as bigoted as anyone else. Not everyone's as pure as you, Nami Tasso. Don't suck up to me, trash. Huh? Zoro says, so why join Harudin's crew if you think he has tainted blood, says Zoro. Well, says Roto, you're such a creepy nerd, Roto. He's getting bullied. Wah. And then Harudin runs up, this is amazing. You can draw sea charts? You gotta show me how. Let's be friends, huh? Friends? Aw, this is nice. Roto's actually making me like Rodin now. Harudin even more. He was always so earnest and straightforward, unlike me. He never lived in the castle growing up. His father may have been king, but his mother was ostracized. He endured a lot, and still said this. One day, I'm gonna unite all the giant tribes, said Harudin. I'm gonna be king of the giants. Whoa, I know you're the man that can do it, Howardine. And that's everybody cheering him on. Good for them. I want to make his dream a reality. That kind of boring motivation is nothing new to me. He called it boring, said Zora. That's crazy. Nami's laughing. Ah ha ha ha. Hey, this way. I found some knocked out giants, said Luffy. Oh, we're about to walk up on the scene. But this is cool. Now, Roto, this gave more development to Roto, and I'd also say to Howardine. Howardine wants to be... I don't know if we knew that was his dream, was to be the king of the giants, but that's really cool that we get to see that. That's what he wants to do. That's for sure. Let's see, what else do we got? I'm wondering what we're going to jump to. Yep, I had a feeling we weren't going to go right to the scene. Back to the realm of the dead. Ah! And then somebody else says, do you finally understand? Wow, Loki's getting beat up. Huff, huff. This is only because I can't move from this spot. And then Shanks' brother, or twin. The result would be the same, even if you could. And then Hot Chick, who I can't remember her name, looks down and says, you commoner. We are offering you a chance at divinity. Most die squirming in vain, just for the slightest chance to attain such an honor. And this looks to be, somehow she, I guess used her arrow powers to, give herself humongous or bandage powers, maybe? Because maybe there's bandages that are coming off of her is what it looks like. They're, growing into super tall legs and shoes for her, and it looks like she's just stepping on them. I think, okay, Oda's got some kinks here. Maybe Oda likes being stepped on by heels. She steps on something again. Oh, I guess she probably killed something. I don't know what that was. Maybe that was the wolf or something that got killed. Some stuff on the ground. She's stepping on it, and then an arrow comes up out of it, and... Oh, no. Her stepping on the ground is making this stuff, and then she has arrows coming out of it. And this one's shooting up at Loki. He says, crap, this again. Some sound effect, and there was it reflected and went upwards. Hard to tell what's exactly happening there because it's hard to know what her power is, and we don't know what the heck his power is either. Cuts back to Loki again. So you're going to let loose a full speed kick to the right side. I'm sorry, is he seeing the future? So you're going to let loose a full speed kick to the right side of my face. It'll turn me sideways. And she's just looking at him. She's doing something with her arms too with the arrows. Then you'll uppercut me. Thanks for giving me notice. These arrows show the trajectory of my future. The outcome is unavoidable. Only I can stop it before it happens. Trying to figure out what this power is. Just say the word, Loki. Will you join the God's Knights? Or will you join God's Knights? This is crazy. She's walking on top of arrows, making her legs bigger from these things. This is gonna be a later game baddie here, I imagine. She's gonna cause some problems. And she's hot, so that's great. ... I refuse, you fool. And we see the arrows still again, and then it shows, yep, looks like she's going for the kick. Boom! Yep, kicked him right in the face. And the next one is gonna go, it's gonna be a punch straight across like he said, or an uppercut. Boom! And nails him exactly like he had just said. So it seems that those arrows kind of show what she's gonna do before she actually does it. Loki showing Loki hit afterwards, dropping his head. Some of the animals that are all back there that he had taken care of. Man, they've already been stabbed by these arrows trying to protect him. They're growling. Hack, huff, hack, hack, huff, huff, huff. Damn it. You'll pay for this. Stop. Enough already. Well, will you become a God's Knight? Let's see. Yeah, Loki said stop enough already when you become a God's Knight. Let's see. Bleh. Yah! Some laugh or scream. And then we see the Shanks' person, or the Shanks look-alike, who has an extremely long straight sword. I'd say like Shanks, but I think Griffin is smaller, shorter, and wider. This is a really long straight blade, but similar hilt. And like guard. Huff Huff from the girl. Gunko, that's her name, right? It's alright, Gunko, says the Shanks look-alike person. Oh man, we're going on to the last page of the chapter. I can already tell by looking at it. Let's see. Oh, he lets down his hood, and he is definitely not Shanks. Like we've been saying, it's Shanks' brother or something. Let's change our tact. Contact Marie Joie. Not every piece ends up being useful. I wanted to go about this more shrewdly, but I guess not. Not yielding even if it means death. Did we chalk this up to faith? Yeah, Gunko. God's Knight Gunko. Arrow fruit. Plain name for what it's what I've been saying, but crazy. Captain of the God's Knights. World Noble. Figureland Shamrock. Son of Elder Figureland Garling. Shanks and Shamrock. And Garling. Interesting. And then it cuts. Long ago, the savage warriors of Elbaf dominated the new world. The world government will bring them to heel, no matter what. God's Knights have mobilized. Wow. I like his outfit. It's pretty cool. God's Knightly for sure. Gunko does not as much look like a God's Knight, but she's so hot. I like her. The arrow fruit seems broken, though, for it to be such a basic concept. Controlling arrows. So, do I have much to say? I think it's cool that everybody seems to be right. Also, it doesn't seem as though we're on break. It's really cool, though, that this isn't. Typically, I'm not a big fan of the look-alike, the twin trope that they do and stuff. But this is going to be Shanks'. I would guess twin. They look like about the same age. I'm wondering why one of them was left in the chest at God's Valley and Roger got a hold of him and the other one wasn't. I don't know. Excuse me. Definitely looks cool, though. I like its design. Gunko's design, like I said, she's really hot. She's like I don't know why her eyes are different. I'm wondering why that is. But the arrow fruit seems pretty busted. Loki still seems cool. What else did we get? We got to see some of how her fruit works. The Harudine backstory stuff was really cool. Getting to learn about how giants are the same bigoted kind of racist of judging people based on giants being from different places. So we got some Elbaf kind of, I guess, not lore per se, but like some of the traits of the people there. We got to see King Harald. The cool thing about him ripping out his own horns and Zoro saying, "What conviction?" We got to find out that the ancient giants, like Ors and them all, did come from Elbaf and were originally, their blood still flows through the veins of some of the giants now. Like, I guess Harudine, for example. Probably the reason, though, why he doesn't have his horns is because he is with a non-Elbaf giant mother, and that weakened the blood even more. And I'd guess Loki, who probably does have real horns, those are from him being with a real giant. Sounds awful. A giant from Elbaf. And that's why his blood stayed, with more of the ancient giant blood in it, DNA-wise, right? And that's why he produced horns. That would be my current guess. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, let me look ahead again real fast. Harudine did not ever have horns, right? And no, he did not. Yeah, I thought so. Did we get anything else? Talking about how King Harald was supposed to be super strong, but Loki was even stronger. Road to Simp. Pulling up on the castle. Yeah, that's it. So I don't really have much else to say. I'm assuming where we're going next is going to be seeing more about what's happening here with Loki and the God's Knights. What their plan is. I guess they're going to take over Elbaf. That's what he implied. That the world government's going to bring Elbaf to heal before them. Make them listen to them. We'll see how that goes. we met Head of the Gods Knight and one other Gods Knight in Gunko now officially. We know that she has the arrow fruit. Definitely interesting. I'm hoping Luffy and them get to see Shamrock at some point in the chapter, or not in the chapter, here soon, so that way Luffy can make that connection and there can start being a deeper thought of why did he look like Shanks? What the heck was that? Like, is Shanks from, like, Marie Joie? Like, once he finds out that that's a God's Knight, inevitably, right? You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a really interesting realization, or even an explanation being given to us at some point. But yeah, good chapter. Sorry I don't have as much energy. Like I said, it's been a long week, but I really did enjoy it. I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10, probably. Strong chapter. A lot of world building. Good fun stuff. And it's following some of my favorite characters in Zoro, Nami, and Luffy. Or Straw Hats, at least. They're the OGs. I love them. They're great. Kind of wish Sanji was here, too. I really like when the OG Straw Hats all run together. But, yeah, really cool stuff. We'll see what happens next. I'm assuming we're gonna cut back to Luffy and them. They're gonna talk to the giants who are knocked out, figure out what happened, get an explanation, and then maybe go looking for the people who were clearly gonna go and try to get Loki. Because I'm guessing they probably got the key. So, yeah, crazy. But Loki killed 100 giants. So for people who are even kind of like me thinking maybe Loki's not such a bad guy, he killed 100 giants. And they're still saying he killed his dad, and that's making it seem 100% more plausible that he killed his dad, because he killed 100 other giants too. So, wild. I'm wondering what his dreams and aspirations are. If Hardeen's is to unite all the giant tribes and be the king of all giants, then what is Loki's dream? I think it's to be the sun god based on what he said, but that's a pretty broad dream for people in Elbaf, it seems. So, but yeah, interesting chapter. But I'm going to hop off, get this uploaded. I hope everybody has a great week to come. Hope everybody's had a great week so far. And I'll be back around, I guess, next week, since it doesn't seem like we have a break for another chapter review. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye.